are watching HLN. I'm Ursula and welcome back. We are talking about confident entrepreneurship with Louis Janse van Rensburg. Louis, what does a confident entrepreneur look and act like?
You get the fake confidence.
Yes.
And you get the real confidence. And the real confidence is when your customers start loving your product. That's the best kind of feeling in the world, is when you realize the idea that you've had, you've translated it into something tangible, and someone else is appreciating that. That builds the confidence up completely. You also get the confidence as you started building a team, and the culture of the organization starts revealing itself. And this happens since from your first employee that you start getting, and you see their growth and all those kind of things. That's a hard thing to do, is to build the culture of your organization. But that's where the confidence really comes in. But it starts with the quality of the product and the impact of your product.
And I think that also goes to the narrative of what's your values that aligns you and getting everybody on that same page.
Correct. And I often say to entrepreneurs, especially when they start out, is the best chance that you can give your business is to build the business in your image. So if you are a person that's maybe A-type personality, OCD, don't try and build a creative culture. Rather lean into the A-type culture that you yourself represent. That's the most authentic thing that you can do and gives the business the best chance of success. That doesn't mean that you can't self-improve and regulate yourself. You obviously have to do that as a leader, but just be authentic. And through that authenticity, it's a true self, false self kind of thing. The more truer you can get, which includes being aware of your shortcomings and blind spots, the more confidence you'll get from that.
And knowing that even that truth, not everybody's going to like that truth. Now, what are some of the values that have guided you on your journey that you keep coming back to?
Yeah, well, there's a couple. Like we like to say things like and live out the values. That's the most important thing for us. It's not what we say, it's what we do. One of the strong values we have is we try and be humble yet ambitious. We think the world of entrepreneurship makes you humble, but it's very healthy to be ambitious, and it's important to be ambitious. To kind of believe in the big dream that no one else is seeing. Why not? Yes. Entrepreneurs are a force for good. It is a force for good, and it's for bottom-up change and those kind of things. So you have to be ambitious in that regard. We believe in the idea of learn by doing. Don't talk too much, just do the job and get it done. We often speak about start with feelings and end with facts. You acknowledge people's emotions and feelings and anxieties and those kind of things, but you always bring it back to the facts. And that's a good way of engaging with tough issues as well, whether it's financial or social issues or what have you. And there's a whole bunch of others. The one thing that we started introducing and noticing in our language is our appreciation for the arts, just for beauty as well. And and we try and introduce a neat aesthetic into our business as well. We like beautiful things. We often speak about the quality of our content, the quality of our engagement, those kind of things. And we're not there yet, but as a goal, as a value, we definitely strive for that.
Yeah, I love that. Good. Building a brand to find inspiration from the arts and various different platforms. But I got goosebumps when you were speaking about the feelings, start with the feelings and end with the facts. I think that's definitely a powerful one. Now, you have so many layers. I'm trying to speed through. I've got so many questions. I know you do many things, and entrepreneurs do many things. On my entrepreneurship journey, there's a lot, and sometimes I don't know where to focus. So what is your advice, tools, hacks? Where do you focus?
Yeah, I think the first thing to realize is that our brains are wired to be additive. So, and there's been many research experiments that reveal this. We are very easily to add things, to think about new ideas and make things a bit more complicated. And, if you think about starting a business, it's an open canvas, right? You can do anything, literally anything that you want, and therein is the trap, right? So so if you know that it's hard to simplify things, it goes against our nature, you need to invest in the skills and frameworks to simplify things. I like to think of a rule of +1 - 2. For every one new thing you add, you need to take 2 things away. And that's a nice shorthand for thinking about how to simplify and declutter your life. the best chance that you can give your business is to focus on one thing, right? And that's hard to do, but have the discipline to remain focused on that one thing. And when you do start adding one or two things, make sure it's completely aligned, almost in a linear kind of way. So although I'm busy with a lot of things, really my main thing is Heavy Chef. And especially the non-profit side of Heavy Chef, helping disconnected entrepreneurs, giving them access to learning. That is my main thing. I spend 90% of my time on that. Obviously, I've got family, I've got kids, and I've got my own, little passion project on the side as well, just to kind of keep the creative juices flowing. But that's it. I recently attempted to start a PhD in entrepreneur development. And I paused it because I quickly realized, no, I'm not following my own rule of +1 - 2. So I paused it, and I'll see if I take that on at a later stage. But it is something that goes against our nature to simplify it, to do less, but it's a thing that we have to do. The best businesses are simple, elegant businesses.
There's that nugget of wisdom. I would love to know about your passion project, because we have a mutual interest here.
Yeah, it's the short version is I've been writing short stories for all my life, basically. But for the last 3 years in particular, one particular idea, there's a saying that you don't have ideas, ideas have you. That's very true. And as an entrepreneur, I know this to be very, very true. But a particular story just grabbed my imagination, and I started writing out a screenplay for a feature-length film, coming of age drama. And I finished that screenplay and started sharing it with people, following a radical transparency kind of thing. So you can go to my website, louis.africa, and personal website. You can download the screenplay. It's there for everyone to view and download and all those kind of things. But then I started the process of converting it into an actual production. Now, I don't have the money and the budgets to do a full feature film yet. But there is a first step that I was able to do. And so we are in the process of producing South Africa's first ever podcast film, which is a 2-hour long podcast, not series, one single listening experience with voiceover artists, a music score, sound effects, all those kind of things. A theater experience for your ears. So that's what I've been working on the side, and I have a lot of talented people who, by the way, just believe in the project. And there's some budget that I pay for them, through the support of a few organizations. But it certainly isn't a lot, and like everyone's just buying into the thing, and I've been blessed in that sense. And once again, like the little secret of being open and honest and vulnerable of where you are. So my thing was like, I'm an outsider to the industry. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm passionate, and I think it's a good story that the world needs to hear and experience. And suddenly it's like a magnet, and people wanted to get involved. So you can go to my website, louis.africa. The film's name is Reisigers, which is an Afrikaans film, but obviously we've got our subtitles and everything like that as well. And it's actually, the writing in my native language was quite a surprise for me, because I started writing in English because most of what I do is in English. But I just struggled to give a lot of color and depth to the characters. I didn't want to write in Afrikaans because I'm kind of intimidated by the Afrikaans writers of the world, and I'm certainly not very good at my Afrikaans, so to speak. But
you did it.
Well, it's a self-perception kind of thing. But I call it the little dictator on the shoulder. Every time that voice of, and you see this in the entrepreneur world, when that little voice comes through that says, no, you're not supposed to be here, no, you're not good enough, all those little things, I literally have this little, like physically, I go like this, because it's become a little, what's the word, like the little idiosyncrasy that I'm using. Is like when I do this, I know I just ignore it. It might be true what this little guy is saying, but I just ignore it, so that I push through it, and before you know it, the work starts revealing itself.
That is the best advice. I'm going to start using that with my clients. It's a great way to end the show, with expressing that confident voice, and just tell that other one to get off your shoulder. We'll see you next week. Thank you so much, Louis. Where can people get in touch with you?
I think the easiest is go to heavychef.com or heavychef.org, which is our non-profit website. All the contact details are there. Support us, support the program, and specifically come and join, be part of the community, like connect with other entrepreneurs, meet with us, meet with other entrepreneurs. And yeah, I think like we're passionate about the movement that's starting in South Africa and what it can do and what it has done so far, and there's still a long way to go.
So let's connect at the next Heavy Chef event. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.